3 that they go to. So we'll see if he is as on fire as before and coming back for revenge from that energy loss. Leviatan starting on defense, look to weather Loud's aggressive storm to start here at Long C, and it's a whole W strat for now. They're gonna pressure Lev's defense right away.
Loud already wants his setup. You see the nanostorms coming down, but Takolia is on top of the platform. That's Leviatan that opens up first in this series. 2 already dropped down for Loud, and the spike so far behind. 40 players from Leviatan behind the default boxes. It's a 4-player crossfire setup. Too good for Leviatan so far. And they've only lost Benzino in the process. And you hear it right now in the crowd. There's fans for Loud, there's fans for Leviatan. And as Valen mentioned, this is going to be a banger series if it starts off like this.
A quick pistol round from Loud that almost tries to fake out Leviatan, right? They use the Viper wall towards A instead of having Sadak cut off C and then double that with the Harbor wall. So Loud was trying to get Leviatan to anchor a little bit harder. They were already prepared in C site. Great shots by Takolia to start off with that frenzy and follow up from Shy. A little more towards C again, but more defaulted across the map to make sure Leviatan isn't getting any extremity space. Quick darts out there too.
Yeah.
So quick lobby dart. They know there's no insta push. Very nice early chip damage, however, on Mazzino. So this is going to change that defensive positioning. Almost a rinse and repeat. They're trying to set up a consistency with what Leviatan will see here.
That smoke being thrown out by Mazzino is already going to stop that early aggression from Loud. They did pepper him a bit, so Loud just readjusting in his second round. But if you're looking at the composition of both of these teams, nothing has changed from week to week playing into this map. So we do want to see what Valen has mentioned before. What micro adjustments, what optimization have we done here for both Leviatan and Loud to make sure that we can find success on this map, especially on Leviatan's side because it's their map pick.
All right, play into your strengths, but hiding the ace up your sleeve as you go into playoffs. It's a pick and choose.
So far, this is all good util being used by Leviatan. Shock darts to push them back once again. Another smoke from Mazzino that comes on one end. And look at the rotation back of Loud back into the C site. And Mazzino once again has another smoke ready for that.
30 seconds left.
But there's no utility that's going to spot the early aggression, the early push at the C site. It's just going to be a contact play. Nanostorm to split off the defense, so it's Kawadzine by himself inside the site, dropped easily by Shy. And with that, we're trying to set things up. Shy has fallen. Mazzino, as we mentioned before, low in HP in the back of the platform. There's no time left to work with. We have to move quickly for Loud. Deniability with the breach coming out from the aftershock. Support and suppress from King. Leviatan gets the second round. They convert it from that pistol.
Just flies into sight, tipping his crown to 3 members there. Loud instantly down. Cloud9 fans are happy, still cheering for blue as we come into game 2 here as Leviatan starts off strong. A long way to the end of this road for the series. Loud has a good chance to come back, but with Cloud9 winning their match, if Loud lose here, C9 take that first seed, and Leviatan start off well in that direction. Push towards short and a push towards long here for Lev to get early aggression. This operator gonna maybe take a shot off the sonar we've been seeing. It lands actually a little early and they trade 1 for 1.
And that's the very interesting one. Trying to go for an operator early into the rounds when Takolia hasn't really gotten too many kills in. So losing this round here, he's not going to have too much to work with in the next round. And it's Aspas, of course, that's going to pick up the operator. The best offer in the Americas this season. But he's not needed yet. It's Sadat clearing the site towards B. Rotating the rotation away, the defenders away from the A site. But Shy at least is able to answer back.
How do you defeat a team like that? Best Opera on one side, best IGL, able to split a map on the inside, finally traded after 1. But that's always what you're facing with Loud. A lot of the best, so you have to be better. Small, or slow rotation rather, towards A that Leviatan is predicting. And they have gambled correctly. They just have to worry about how quick Shy can get over here if they decide to engage.
Yeah. Oh. Or you just peek out for a kill like that. I was gonna say, it seemed as it was all right for Leviatan to play the retake. You have so much in the utility to play that post plan, the retake for the defenders, as you had that recon dart available, but now there's no flashes that's gonna follow behind.
Yeah.
It's gonna be difficult here for Shy and for Nosware.
They got a turret looking them straight in the face too for contact play before they even Loud has to swing. Taken care of.
Standing ahead.
A little bit of a god dart. High and to the right.
Right on the ground, yeah, Les just peeks out.
Stubbing his toe there, trying to jump up. Less Loud, the team comes up with a bonus round. Playing that one quite slow and going a little bit towards the C again and then back towards the A side. They have noticed that that dart keeps coming in for Leviatan on A lobby. They actually just decide to pressure straight through and see what that dart's been trying to reveal. So I like that pressure play by Loud to kind of run right into the fire there at long and get it to happen.
Yeah, you still saw the util really coming out here from Leviatan, so some optimization going on that end for the defender side to start things off for Lev is how they're going to use the utility to prevent here the attackers from pushing through from Loud. And as you can see here, chat, crowd here in our Riot Games arena, we do have a tech pause, a little bit of audio issues that we're going to try to fix here, and we'll try to resume ASAP into this game.
It's been one of those quick games for a few members on the map as well, mainly Shy, one away from that lockdown at 5-2 now. Picking up a lot of those frags as well, and the Death's helping out to get to this ult with the Reckoning already up for Tui's on the right. So as they just get Leviatan off the bonus, they can look to hurt that first gun round too with the Reckoning if they decide to fly into sight here.
Yeah.
Or actually split the map so they can get into sight if they have Sadaktu, another kind of mid play that we just saw here.
There still has been some readable plays, though, from how Loud has answered right away into Lev trying to convert their bonus round. Getting Takalia on that operator early, you see a breach in the combination, in this composition, playing on Haven. Yeah. What usually happens, right? Where does the breach usually send? Most of the cases, 95% of the time, towards the A-lane, try to fault line, try to get a forward position for your opper. And Lau was just always ready for that. You saw that, I think it was Aspas on the top of the box is just ADSing down that spot. So I feel, again, if you want to try to support a little bit more and try to get more utility to get Takalia in these aggressive positions, there's going to have to be more coming out here from Leviatan.
Yeah, we'll get this tech pause sorted out quick. We see Stage talking with King, I believe. But yeah, I can't wait to see what comes out from the breach. I've always been a fan of seeing breach on the map due to the speed of retakes and the ability to counter from anywhere on the map. It really can bring up some unique things that you get out of a game of Valorant.
And with that, we'll take a closer look at how Loud works, actually. Let's get a listen on their comms from their recent match against NRG. It's open mic time, and let's listen in.
Vou abrir aqui pra esquerda, tá?
Pode abrir, vou bangar uma grafite pra direita. Pode abrir, tá bem.
Tem operator agora lá.
Aham.
Parede do Harbor aqui.
Não segue nada.
Sky, guys.
Vou parar de fazer a parede.
Dominou, dominou A. Só voltou a torreta, eu acho.
Rushou B. Sky
Bora
e Jet.
acelerar. Vai, acelera. Vou lobar aqui.
Voltou a Monk, tem um Mocal, viu?
Tá, esquerda.
Backside.
Okay, when you guys come back, they can be camera.
Hey, main, one.
Yep.
Knives, art. Holding.
Tem Samuel ali contra.
Comeu parede, backside.
One more 78. You can play retake. We're flanking. 78 to loud.
Harbor here for sure.
Yo, I think what's flower maybe.
Okay.
He just walked in. Flower.
Deixa eu mostrar a
Tem
parede.
da Sky, guys, tem da Sky.
Tá atrás de mim, Kai. Consigo sair, hein?
What's lamp?
One main.
2 art, 1 main, I think. He killed him.
Art.
I did 78 to him.
Fight him as 3.
Nice!
Vic, grab.
Bangar a grafite.
Parede do Harbor aqui.
Peguei nada.
Parede do Harbor aqui, mas não teve como.
One aí, Dedé.
Avançou A, viu, Arkai? Arkai avançou A. Tô voltando pra trás. Pegando a Orbe.
Admira aqui, abrir.
Arkai pegou a Orbe.
I'm out of them.
I first started
I'm
B.
dogging this, artist. Take deep fight if you want. They know we're in A main.
Bot me?
They know, Vic.
You can drop down.
I have to jiggle our artist. If you want to take it, that's all you, bro.
Cascade mid.
Recall.
Okay. Careful B. Careful B.
Ele tá sem info ali.
Ele tá jogando muito de trás, mano. Ele tá aqui, viu, guys? Dá pra fazer mais aquisição seca.
14 segundos eu tenho parede.
Beleza, eu lobo aqui, nós entra. Vai ter ult daqui de APR.
Cuidado ali na direita, na esquerda.
Ele foi me viu.
Tá, entendeu também o Harbor. Harbor
Vou
mandou.
lobar esse cara aqui, cheguei. Tenta matar esse cara varado. Tá na DD.
Paredar agora.
Banguei uma ele.
I'm full leaving.
I'm playing in. They're wrapping back off. They're in. Wrapping back off.
Dude.
Planning long side.
Back off.
Vamos ter que voltar, galera.
Vai carregando.
Sai. Vai ter que sair.
Vai,
Boa,
tem que
sai.
sair agora.
Tem offline, Vamos ficar
Cuidado,
retido.
pode ter costas.
Back on, back on. Okay, okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Forward!
Museu e outro bomb.
Os dois primeiro, os dois.
Sozinho.
À esquerda, 3, 2, 1 pra esquerda.
Boa.
You know, that makes me feel great about being somebody that triple calls. You're like, "Arr, arr, arr." But then you got Sam in the back going, okay. Like, I just give so much credit to the people that can have the one call and know that your team hear it. Oh my gosh. It's so fun to listen to professional comms and how they organize the strategies.
And you definitely see from the communications there from Loud side, it's been very calm, cool, and collected against Energy in the video we just saw. And now it's time to resume back into this game. So thank you for your patience, chat. Let's get back into it right now. As we've mentioned, it was going to be a difficult buy going into this next round for Leviatan because it didn't have that operator. And we've done a little switcheroo. Takaleo going with the Vandal and it's King going with the Guardian. The selfless play because you need that utility from the breach. And look how pushed up Takaleo is. He hears all of these footsteps. King's up there as well. And it's Shy that opens up from Garage out towards Grass, which now pushes Loud into C.
A page out of the Fnatic book for the mid rush strat, but now to C here for Loud, or for Lev, to defend on Loud's aggression. Ooh, Loud did a really good job of avoiding all that mid pressure with the fault line and push coming out of Takaleo. But can they retake the site now if that signature utilities are coming back up?
This is perfect. At least push and pull from the utilities being used. An ultimate of a reckoning to gain this site for Loud. A lockdown on Leviatan's side to push them back as they regain control of site. Thing is though, the spike is planted for long behind the Radiant Knight boxes, and all of Loud are getting ready for the spray fest behind the smoke. Big flash coming out first just to delay even more aftershock as well to clear out towards the cubby, and it's now time to come in with that util. Recon are now picked off, so an opportunity for Loud to continue to come in with the sprays, but it's Mazzino that opens up first. Finally tapping onto the spike, trying to get it towards halfway. It's up there for Shy, but he's low on HP, and he's gonna stick it all the way, and that's Leviatan with the third.
What a regrouping, what a retake of C there after the lockdown play. Nicely dividing the site, knowing no one had scaled far enough into the site from Loud that defense spawn would be any type of pressure. And wow, Lev just lines him up, a family photo down long C, and takes down Loud one after the other. This brings lockdown up as well here for King. And they're going to be able to take a site even harder again. So seeing Leviatan very comfortable with pushing mid, trying to pressure Loud off an initial strategy in that retake tells me we could see Lev pushing the extremities a lot, playing back on the other sites, and then happy with the retake every time here with the speed that is occurring.
So now we have time to talk more.
Yeah, we do indeed.
Pausa técnica, tactical pause, une pause. Well, I can't say it in Vietnamese anymore.
Tour de force?
Yeah, tour de force, yeah. No, let's get into it because we had an opportunity to maybe have a little bit of that discussion around these compositions before. But before we do that, let's look at this replay across. I mean, the amount of walls that were coming up to try to defend, but it came in from both sides, right? Loud are okay to really want to block that vision on that long C to play that spray into that spot. So it's not bad. A great game to start things off, and we continue. Hopefully a great game now back in here on between Leviatan and Loud. And as we've seen a few rounds before, it's been chaotic on retake plays. But Leviatan secured a defuse, now come in with heavy guns blazing, and we have a half buy coming out for Loud.
I love this cascade. It's like a fits perfectly right down long A. It's going to be a little milling about here as they go towards sewers. A counter, Rolling Thunder. They look to take all this space back and force Loud just into this A lobby and garden area.
And all Tui's needed to do is throw a cascade to nullify all of that. So Takaleo and Noswar are both trying to run down sewers to capitalize on that Rolling Thunder. And that's now an opportunity for Loud to cut noise.
They want back in.
Leviatan still has to keep guessing. It's going to be jump spots. No utility, and because of that no utility, Noswar trying to readjust. A 1-for-1 as Loud finally opens it up. There's still one more to rotate. It's King.
2v3.
The advantage out for Loud.
They don't want to plant.
Oh, Sadak was trying to cut players off rotations and got picked off here by Shy.
Great mid-round call with the positioning that they had there by Sadak. Yes, he goes down, but that probably makes them think they should continue to rotate, and Sadak was the last of the big flank. Left. What a rotation around the map here by Loud. The mid-round call, beautifully played. Les and Tui's look to clutch this out. That is... Tui's planting. Les could plant, but not
This kill from Les could be important too, because the kill from Les also activates a lockdown, but the window of opportunity is yes, he gets the kill, but he's already support out from Mazzino. Jumps away, looks for some cover, and it's a 2 versus 1. Mazzino now spotted by
He's trying to just go forward.
Les, and then there you go, 2E's sealing a deal, and we've just talked about before we got into that break. If it's not going to be Aspas to open it up, it's Les to turn around over, and he did just that.
Yeah, the closer, Les. Expect it all from him. Lockdown there with the kill. 2E's as well. He just used Reckoning on one of the other rounds. 2 away from that as we see their A take again. This was Nasr trying to get that jump peek. A lot of times the jump peek can be just as scary as that step back. And they're able to punish on every single peek that happens there. Even losing Sadak in mid, the rotation still looks clean.
Get out of my way!
More long pressure here consistently from Leviatan. I think they've noticed Lev is hovering the left side of the map more, so once this space is taken, they can start to focus B and C. But this is just Shy all alone.
Exactly that. Around that Loud just won here, just thwarted the economy from Leviatan. So a solo anchor from Shy, only with a Sheriff. Alarm bot broken, turret broken, and it was a 4-player gamble stack for Leviatan with that lower buy at the A site. That's going to open up C here, an opportunity for Loud to have plenty of time to set up for the post plan.
This is Loud's pistol round, but through Garage.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they don't decide to use that Viper wall at A, but they're going to have to watch this big flank. A 2-2. Garage and long C retake here from Leviatan. Quite a bit being used by Loud to secure this low by round.
Positioning so good. The updraft on top of the boxes, but you heard that recon dart coming out on the attack to try to get more information, or on the defense, sorry, just coming out to try to get information here.
Everyone in the pit, man, silly.
Yeah.
They
and
call
that's the
it
fun
home.
part. So it was a weird plan on the right side of the boxes. All 4 players of Loud playing inside the Viper's pit. There's not big utility to block vision
Not ready yet.
for the attempt to run back into the site for Leviatan. But Takulia and Mazzino get it work.
Just trying to keep him in.
Yeah, there's not enough time here. Keep that economy low. Only Shy stays alive, but we're still tied up 3-3.
2 quick rounds. Loud snaps back with here. 2E's back on the ultimate. 8-3-1 for the rookie there. A reposition as well for Leviatan's defense. Loud doing a fantastic job at working just kind of the initial strat that they have each round. We even saw the Rolling Thunder. They were hit with an A. B retake towards A. It seems like they just want to bounce back and keep the original strat going as smooth as possible, even if they're deterred at first.
And again, just to take a quick step back there on that plant was quite interesting. I'd like to get the thoughts there from Sean and from Valen and the analyst desk later on here once we get into the analysis here of this matchup. Meanwhile, though, Owl Drone coming out, spotting a few players from Loud, trying to get control towards long A.
Yeah. Delay and kill mollies now actually set up for that A site, making sure that nobody can rush in on the right side and they can get more of a focus towards that sewers, control it, and then be able to fight one side of the site to the other. You're going to have Mazzino hanging out on anchor for a while here with From the Shadows, so that may be why you see Lev having less numbers on this side of the map. Reckoning comes out, and we'll see those rotations start to come back over. Les starts us off this time.
His second Reckoning for 2E's in 7 rounds. Allowing Loud once again to move in for a clean plant. An alert coming out from Sadak, the headshot onto Mazzino, but gets instantly traded off. We talk about the important utility from King. Still alive now at Heaven. Waiting for an opportunity to push in, but this might be the Leviatan Classic.
Yeah.
You have Takulia with the operator, and that's going to be too difficult for them to try to retake the site, especially when Noswar doesn't have a recon dart to support there for the retake. So they'll count their losses, save their weapons, and try again the next.
And this was Loud going straight towards that Killjoy utility that we saw, having the mollies to go through. And the really, really nice harbor utility there. As you saw the cascade, the high tide go down, the cascade presented itself right at that defender spawn entry. And just delaying that retake here coming in from Leviatan. Harbor is just shutting down the kind of utility that King wants to use on Breach to get in. Yeah. King then has to worry about, if I use this flash, is it high enough? Is it past the high tide? Is high tide in my way? So that's getting really difficult, I think, for Leviatan to get the accurate retake that they want. There's the opening from Les, and almost this transfer from Sadak. Every time they're getting one, it counts so much.
And that's the second time, too, that Sadak was attempting at least to get some control here on middle into the A-link. First time, lost it against Shy. Second time, capitalizes on a first kill onto Mazzino before it got traded out by Nosware. And there you go, here's Fraud. Small shields and an operator out for Takolia. Not far away from ults here for Nosware and for Taco as well.
Yeah, on the side of Loud, Tui's has been frying already. 2 Reckonings used here already early in the first half.
This is
8 and 3. Probably be one on the horizon for him again if they start focusing orbs. Same defensive strategy here for Lev, but they don't have the breach assisting Takolia this time.
Nano Swarm 2, Gravwell to try to push Takolia away. It's going to be a one-on-one against him unless we could force Takolia to fall back. Nosware under heavy pressure in the A site. The double swing to come out. Sadak gets the first blood since we've come back. There you go, gets that lurk onto Sewers to drop Takolia. And that's an open A site for Loud to plant. Look at the rest of Leviatan's players. Yes, there is still King at A Heaven. But for Mazzino and Shy, they are far away. And far away of coming back in this round. Loud should be able to take the lead by 2 here. There's no movement coming out here for any attempts of a retake.
Yeah, this will be one of the second rounds we see Leviatan already saying the guns are going to help us more in the future rounds. They'll be going for one of their patented saves once again. Mazzino has had from the shadows a few rounds here. We've seen Lev trying to more play a retake style, allow Mazzino to anchor one side, but this speed right now at which Loud is moving is not allowing for Mazzino's rotation to even come in with that ultimate. Leviatan predict a C hit. It's A once again. Shy's utility does not come into play for that one, and Loud again rout the defenses of Leviatan. See, coming into this next round, full buys around. The Seekers for Cowanzine is right on deck. So expect to see that one here, providing a good amount of space as Loud tries to take the map.
And Leviatan saving the weapons that they had, but they couldn't save the operator, and Takolia doesn't have that economy to get another one in, but at least he has the Blade Storm. Will there be some sort of pressure going into the next round?
Big ones. Wow. A, B, or AC, AC. Haven't really been a big fake strat yet for Loud. They just commit, and why not after you get one? The Killjoy utility is there, though, for Shy.
And it's a recall smoke for 4 players to drop Mazzino right away, but Shy's moving in. The headshot through, but Aspas answers right back. Easy for them to pick the spike right back up and get the plant on C. Default spot for Long, looking for deniability. Oh, it is the Hunter Seer that comes out from Nosware, connects onto 2.
Okay.
Caution here.
Nosware lighten up a little bit.
The Blade Storm still available, waiting for a recon dart here for Nosware if need be, if not working in together. Now the auto cues are coming out. Aspas trying to get an angle here. Out towards the cubby of the C site. Now up on the platform, the daggers miss. And Aspas wins his own duel. And that's Loud now starting to run away with the first half of Haven.
Less even with 2 mollies there. They're incredibly sure about what that hold was going to provide for them. Didn't even decide to put those down to deter the spike defuse. They wanted Leviatan to feel comfortable on the way in and then pounce. Really nicely played. Those Seekers are ready for Cowanzine. Taco back on this operator. One of the few times we saw it, moments later it was in the hands of Aspas. So they have to be very careful.
Enemy remaining.
Quick peeks, nice contact play off of Garage and Long. And making sure they were close to that so they couldn't be smoked off or played with in any type of util game at the end of the round. Down towards short. Remember, Seekers is there to flood the site if they want to push in behind it.
Another operator out this time on the C side, so a switch in positioning and putting Shy now on A. With this Killjoy utility, Seekers coming out on the attack is pushed away, and now the cascade comes through. He does get the headshot onto Aspas. Also connects onto the second one with the spike falling down. He still has support though on the A side. That's Nosware coming from behind with the stinger. The headshot onto Cowanzine as Sadak looks for the angle, gets it. Enough for the trade up at Heaven, doesn't work out. Spike still down out in the open. Takulia was aiming down the sights, but couldn't connect onto the shot. That's Loud now with another round.
Loud repairs that, and safe hands last comes up with another closer, this time grabbing the operator. I wonder if they haven't dropped it yet, if it'll go to Aspas. I can't see it not, though. What a round. Seeing how Leviatan actually was able to skirt by the Seekers there, having deep sight clear a few of those front ones that would have detected the early defense. And you thought Aspas going down first was just going to crumble the strategy. The chaos was created and lost. Now, Loud still file in. Seekers gives them enough information to take A. And again, A to C, A to C. This time they might double up on that A hit as the Viper wall is ready to go. But Leviatan is here with 4.
That's a big paranoia that comes out, but there's still more delays from utility on the attack, so that's Kawadzine opening things up. Yes, there's a trade-off with the shock darts from Nosware, but it's still Loud. Step in, putting their foot down on the kill feed.
Yeah.
With the player advantage, but this is what I'd like to see. Finally, some quick flanks coming out, but it's only Shy with the Stinger so far away. Off shot misses. He's also the last man standing, and hopefully they could salvage into the last round here, Riv, because as you mentioned, a lot of ACs for Loud, but at the end of the day, it's just them sticking as a group. Sometimes with a late lurk from Sadak, but this could be an opportunity here for Leviatan to really try to get more aggressive on certain extremities with the pressure that they're getting on the other side.
We do see the aggression is happening as that timeline comes back up. You'll see that Loud was able to get into the sights. Lev play there. Okay, let's save as the spike goes off around 6, 7, and 8. But 9, 10, 11, those are all kill rounds because Leviatan's now trying to push up, get in the face of Loud, who are answering so well. Again, pushing up. Is the answer here. The elbow.
The elbow.
Oh my gosh, it's so touch and go right now, but it's going to be a long A again here for Loud as that flank is watched by Les again.
The first big opportunity for Leviatan to get the first blood in the round and try to convert a 5v4, but we still stand all 10 players alive with 1:15 left on the clock, with Loud now being quiet, cutting noise here, trying to force Leviatan to make a mistake.
And there's the ability to go back to C here. The Viper wall's up that they just used at A to take the site. So diversifying where they use this Viper wall, they're trying to set up these consistencies that Leviatan will see, try to predict. But Loud keeps changing it up.
Kawadzine actually threw a Trailblazer out towards the garage, trying to force Leviatan on a rotate. We talked about punishing mistakes, but look at how we stand our grounds this time on a defensive side for Leviatan. Not biting into anything, not moving at all. An aggressive position with the operator looking down towards sewers, and it's Nosware that has to protect his teammate on the other end. Connects with the first and the second one, and then a hat trick into the round. Where's the trade-off here? He does have the crossfire setup. It works out for Takulia for the kill. And finally here we salvage a great round for Leviatan. 4-8 into the half.
Switching sides.
And a pop-off now.
Here on the first half with their 1-7 on retakes, but maybe salvaging these 4 rounds was good enough for them to now start off on the attack.
A C strategy of their own, it looks like here from Leviatan. With Shy's turret behind him, you expect this to just be a hold forward with Shy hanging back a little bit. They do have ghosts, good long-range attack ability here coming into just 2Es, but the frenzies are what scare me here. It makes a retake so much more powerful when you can continue that strafe in and get multiple peaks. Quick plant, quick sight, a little bit of damage, but this is going to be good. Double controller can really block a lot of what Leviatan might want to see long. They can't all go see long.
This is where it stays different though for Leviatan. They're fighting inside the side instead of playing towards long. It comes out for a couple of trades, but it's still Loud trying to flood back in. Right at the locks, Mazzino trying to catch one off guard, does so!
Remaining.
And gets a second right-click classic there onto Aspas. 2 players low on HP, still doable here for Sadak! But it's Mazzino that allows Leviatan to get another pistol.
Another one, another plant. Something pretty interesting about both of these teams is they rank below average in Americas for plant denial. The average being around 30, so both Loud and Lev below that, with teams like Energy above 45% plant denial. So what we're gonna get out of this game is a lot of coast plant retakes and a lot of fights going on here. It's gonna get really great coming up on these rounds. So we might just see Loud playing a little more retake for themselves. Not for C, though. All 4 in C to start this round, predicting a rush. And a little bit of a lurk up towards garage here from Les. Spikes down for Leviatan. They actually want to play Loud in a way where They want to see if Loud will push, how much space Loud will take, and get a little bit of a read on their early rounds. It'll make the later rounds much easier to play when you know who wants to push and where.
I have the spike.
With Sadak pushing down B, breaking that turret right away. Leviatan does not want to move at all. Neither does Loud. They want to continue to gamble stack on C. If Sadak can continue to delay here on the A side and hopefully funnel his opponents back on the C site, well, it's going to be bad news for Leviatan. But Leviatan are opting for the better option, the better read here to execute towards the A site. And there's that open plant.
Quick slide in. Spike goes down again. So that's 2 plants now successfully here for Leviatan in the second half. Much easier on the second one.
Yeah.
But again, staying in sight, not giving any space to this double controller team, Dan Silly.
And I like that, playing inside the site, especially when you're playing against that double controller.
It hurts.
The high tide that comes back around that could wrap around the site. You want to make sure they're staying inside of that. You're not blocked, rather. Your vision from playing from sewers or whatnot. So this could be something very good for Leviatan, something that they've been working on to readjust against Loud's playstyle. As they now take the attack, continues to be at least a very good start on every half so far for Leviatan. Winning pistol, converting that second round, now into their bonus. It's where we have to see here if they could definitely punch above their weight class.
And we were looking towards that breach as well for King. How quick will this activate the squad? Are they going to move off that fast? Is it going to be really based on Nazwar's utility? It's always going to be Shy on the back that we've seen from both of these strategies, watching his turret or his alarm bot. So a lot of the times it's a four-man team taking these sites. Loud divvies up their defense a bit. You can see all this utility from Les now going towards Garage, spread out between that and B. And they're actually expecting a bit of maybe the updraft into B on this round. The Mollies are prepared.
Yeah. Easy thing to do here on the lower line. Trying to get the entry into the B site. Nice little updraft dash here from Takolia.
Yeah, still gets it.
And that's a plant shot at step to escape right after if needed from Manzino. But we're keeping Takolia behind Gong. Loud already moving in, and Takolia gets 3 into the round. And with the gun round that comes in for Loud gets fully denied, Leviatan now have an opportunity to play the pulse plant outside of the site. Takolia doing all of that work.
This is the avoid Aspas part. Most teams try to achieve this. Yeah, they're giving him hell right now.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to go ahead and play this as a hero gun next time. Maybe a few kills towards out. Yeah, pinged, and bye-bye.
And Aspas is playing avoid the rest of the team from Leviatan, hunting him down. The off angle wins that first duel, but the other two are falling back to save their weapons. Trying to get weapon upgrades here. Manzino will get a Vandal. Well, maybe not. But nonetheless, it's still around for Leviatan and to convert a bonus round. So that's a huge check to put on your checklist to convert here an upset win against Loud on your attack side.
Yeah, and we're seeing that plant denial, below average stat come into play, whether it's by choice or not. Lev's getting the spike down. They're able to set up a post-plant position each time. That's 3 rounds in a row. They've successfully planted and been able to find the win over Loud. The bonus one being even bigger here to put Loud back down on low buy if Aspas cannot scrounge up a few guns for the team. Looks like they'll try to just at least control alt orb and a little A main. Loud does not like to give up space.
Not at all.
That's for sure. Pushing out mid already too.
Trying to find the early information, and this is something that Loud is currently doing that Leviatan weren't really doing. Look at Sadak pushing all the way down towards the C lane. That said, though, there is the alarm bot left behind by Shy, so that he could just focus on a garage peek, a front B, while the rest could try to fight against weaker weaponry on the A site. But as things calm down, it's still being pinged out, so stay aware
Sadak
here is what being called by Leviatan in his corner.
What a good creep up from Sadak. They've actually allowed just C long to be open the whole time. Sadak wants to make a home at the end of it this time. Almost with two there. King trades it back, but I don't think that's instant movement here for Leviatan.
They're rotating back towards the A side, and that's where that hero rifle is too. So Kaladzian connects onto the first kill, and Aspas is tucking through. So Kaladzian's gonna play the bait, gonna try to peek out to try to get information, making them think that it's gonna be a weaker site on A if Kaladzian dies. Meanwhile, though, Manzino's still pushing up towards the B site. There's that shock dart for the kill. And Aspas damaged at 36.
Yeah.
But Leviatan pulls back to try to work towards B.
It's gonna be 2Es. The Sheriff's the third Sheriff kill in the round for Loud.
And 13 seconds left. There's that flank coming out from the window.
10
Doesn't
seconds
spot
left.
anybody yet. Nazwar and Shy on both extremities. Les getting the headshot. 4 seconds left. Trying to connect onto the shot. It's back to a one-on-one. Nazwar has to chase it. Looks into the wrong angle. Aspas with the off angle towards Bunny.
The
Gets
off
around here
angle
for Loud.
and the saved Phantom to secure the kill coming in. Wow, what a round there. Leviatan just got strung thin from having to rotate back over, losing 1 at C. The instant they think they can go back to A, already pushed up, they lose 1 at A, and they're down to 3 members without even leaving their side of the map. That becomes an incredibly tough round, especially when you're trying to play the anti-eco. Loud just rushed right through. 9-7 now. They reset the money on the side of Leviatan, but there's still enough economy there from the round wins strung together.
Destroyed.
Straight towards C here is Lev much quicker on this strategy now as they try to put their foot down.
And
Gain a
X
little
marks their
space.
spot.
Yeah.
X marks the spot, rather. You saw the high tide and even the toxic stream coming up and crossing swords there at the entrance of the garage, preventing Leviatan from pushing anywhere at all.
Sadok's first kills this game.
Spike drop.
They're counting for sure. Put those in the books because it's what has put Loud on top a few times here in these rounds. 1 minute left. All the time in the world to still work the spike around the map. It's down in window right now.
There's no smoke, so the only other opportunity is try to play the sneaky contact.
Yeah.
Almost worked out. Bless Dink down to 17 HP, but it's still pretty good for the rest of the defense, holding every single one of these angles. Look at these X's. Everybody from Leviatan was trying to find some ground, find an early rotate out of Loud, punish them, and then potentially rotate back into that angle. But now, as you could see here, losing all 3 players trying to find that play results into the last 2 attempting to save their weapons with 30 seconds left on the clock.
You see the money at Loud. Not much hunting can be done. Ultimates all almost on deck right now. Les still goes out. Les is 2 away from ult. If he gets 1 more, every single person on Loud is 1 away from ultimate to continue rolling this game over on Leviatan, and that becomes so difficult. Saved weapon here from Nazwar. Still having a decent game on that Sova. Gonna need it. His Hunter's Fury will go.
That would be nice.
As well, Sadak peeks out. Gets him. That's crazy. Sadok's opening and closing kills are cherry on top right now.
I like that. You know, the banner did pop up. It's kind of like a censorship thing. Please don't look.
Don't look. Just censor this.
It's a difficult fight to take. He loses it, but the silver lining is that he does have the Hunter's Fury ready into the next round. And with the economy you just saw before we got into the replay, we should still be looking pretty good for a buy for Leviatan here on the attack. So lots of ultimates off the board, or on the board rather. Mazzino to create space. Hunter's Fury and Bladestorm for the aggression, and it's a split towards C.
A few members here.
Well, this is good.
Oh, trying to make the work
Paranoia.
happen. Back and forth. Yeah, it gets blind out for a second.
Oh my god, how does Les stay alive?
They're in spawn right now, working front or back to front on Loud from their own defense.
And Nazwar is trying to find a push towards the C from the A site rather, and didn't spot anybody yet. But Leviatan, what a sweet little play.
Yeah. Just a little bit of misdirection can do so much damage to the defense of Loud on that. Great job by Mazzino being able to get to the backside and just cause chaos with that from the shadows map blur that you achieve.
Reckoning for the retake, big flash coming through, and Aspas gets 2 kills. Dashing away as Nazwar drops
down long.
instantly. There's only Nazwar left. Landing up the first kill, turning around, trying to win against Aspas while we're still tapping onto the spike. And 2Es is ADSing right there for the kill, and that is some great protocol for Loud, who puts up 11 rounds on Haven.
That timing is incredible. Your opponent, why is it incredible? Because your opponent knows it's going to happen, but Loud still makes it look like Leviatan is looking the wrong way on each engagement, from Sadak on C to the push coming up from that flank on long here from Aspas. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
Still want to give some credit on how Leviatan entered into that site, though. That from the shadows, that pushed less away from his position, allowing Takulia to dash forward so that he could combine on a kill against Les was a great play. Unfortunately, couldn't get the kill fast enough. Made it difficult for the positioning as into this round, Aspas doing what Takulia couldn't do. Rolling Thunder now in to dash into the site. Tuiz is hit by that, but is protected by the poison orb left up here by his teammate Sadak. Trailblazer in from the spawn. Leviatan thinks that they have position into the A site, but look at the flood right back in from Loud. And it's Loud once again all across the board. And they are now at that point.
What a flip in the script. The way that Loud has been playing, those first few rounds we saw for Leviatan was stay in sight. The double controller composition will just smoke us out and not give us angles. So Loud start playing this just flood retake before Lev can even set that up. Everybody in sight getting taken down, and we still saw Sadak rotating all the way over. Wasn't even needed in that play as the long push came in. His info did allow Loud to know that everybody was in A site most likely for that take, though. So it's the little bits of info they're giving each other too. Back towards long.
And backs against the wall. That's Leviatan trying to fight back. 5 opportunities for Loud to close up the first map. And 4 players of Leviatan stacked up on the A side, and once again Shy doing that responsibility of making sure there's no pushes coming out from C or B.
And even with just that last round, we see Aspas taking sewers. That was attempted many times by Leviatan without success, even with King behind in the breach. Ooh. As they just go for a Viper's Pit, rather, that would force the hand of Leviatan back.
This is a very nice pit, because now you can get some great cover behind Graffiti, and it's such a long pathing from
so
sewers.
long.
Exactly, you're moving out with 1 HP into the pit, so that's a great pit right now to prevent Leviatan from getting any ground control on an A side split, so they're falling back now.
And look how many times you'd have to clear them. Maybe lower, maybe then again on sewers when you get up, then again to the left once you get in sight. Just mayhem to be able to deal with at A, but if you go C, you're getting the same treatment from Aspas's operator.
Yep.
He looks to get another peek on. I think he saw the head.
Definitely did.
Yep.
Now doing a smoke the headshot to King, and that is gonna be the last resort. The last 3 players make that even 2, trying to work in the A site. Big paranoia to try to gain some ground. Flash out from the poison orb, and a flawless round for Loud to finish a solidified 13-7 on the first map of Haven. Especially when you're playing against Loud, who's been lossless in this season so far at the VCTs.
Yeah. Find a way to put another one in that column for him, right? At least on Ascent. This and Haven have just been so strong for Loud. Over and over. And Sadak, or Shy rather, going to be making a call here as they dash down lane fast. Aspas holds sight. And right off the rip, they're making a home and setting up residence in B.
And Shy's playing behind an alarm bot in the back of the site, hoping to do some decay damage. And yes, he's getting flooded in by so much utility. But Leviatan's already moving back forward. The rotation out from the spawn. And now it's actually Leviatan that have control of the site, control of the spike too. Both players now less than 2Es at the staircase of the B side. There's the first contact, headshotted by King. And we know what King could do on this map.
Yeah, I mean, using the last bit of the utility they had from Loud to smoke off an angle, but King sitting over there on his throne, able to get a 4K on the first round on this KO. That's going to be a null command really soon, so that may be a way that they get through their bonus round here against Loud as well. We saw a bonus win for Leviatan on last map, and then it just seemed to fall apart, so we're keeping an eye on whether they keep it. Smile on for King. It's a good way to start for him. We know he can pop off. He's showing a lot of emotion. One of the ones that'll be standing up out of his chair when it comes time.
That's what they mean. 3 pistols now of this series in favor of Leviatan. King currently holding tree. Recon pushed away. Now Loud looking for that forward position, maybe even pinched towards spawn. Cutting noise, walking towards the garden, but the top of the dome is spotted. Takulia readjusts.
Jig is up.
Caution here.
It's Marshall's.
Caution here.
Out for Takulia. A Spectre for Nas, we're looking to hunt down the push up from Sadak. Loud slowly walking backwards, but the range is too far now as it gets damaged. Meanwhile, though, a fight is continuing up towards the back spawn of Heaven.
Wait.
Spike down A.
Mazzino with the kill onto Sadak. Closing in now onto the A site.
One enemy remaining.
Aspas now picked off, and that lurk from Les now spotted. The bait and switch, big paranoia, good combination from Leviatan. Another round coming in, compiling behind the pistol round that they win.
I think it's fantastic. We saw Leviatan acting as they did, being able to coordinate around such a chaotic strat from Loud. I mean, you had a handful of members from Loud on Cat. The turret gets put down so those three can work forward as you had Les going back to mid. There were so many layers to that. Leviatan could have lost one member in, and that's how we saw them losing a few of those rounds before. A few shots from Sadak and the rest of the team as you rotate around and you find Loud has the weapons you carried into the round. Not yet, though. Leviatan staves off that result. They'll be pushing out a B for B main control right now. So this rotation for Lev towards A could meet Loud. Smack dab as they dive in.
And this is protocols for Loud, having Aspas dashing in. But all of Leviatan playing these off angles, but it doesn't work out for too long. The Odin coming out for Kawazin. Also a menace on this map with that weapon. Nas, we're on a 3 versus 1. It worked out for a bit because I saw an opportunity there for Leviatan. The amount of utility that was placed by Shine just by the generator to avoid and prevent that dash from Aspas from getting too much value on that generator. But that Odin again, too much.
Yeah. Really neat way that Loud played that on the entry as well. You don't see teams smoke Heaven anymore, and a lot of times the team will all adjust to the left side to enter sight by Jenny so they don't get picked off. But to see that Odin just set up and ready to rail anybody coming out of Heaven, Loud knows exactly what they're waiting for, and Lev kind of walks right into that line like ducks at a carnival. So, Loud now, get that bonus. What can they push this to? Kawazin probably going to be doing a bit of spamming throughout these rounds to cause chaos. And you can see that setup. Both of them there on the right, too. And he just keeps laying down the bullets. It's going to be impossible to take those instances.
Oh, you can't do that. Especially with only the lower buys that you have in that round number 3.
Okay, here's that null command now for King. Can they push back Loud at the right time?
Would be an important piece for the retake. But Shy breaks the turret. Here is the Yoda done. Oh, okay, does a lot of damage. Still has a Nanoswarm available.
It's free chip too, right?
Yeah.
It's all off the vision. They get the turret, so now it's you have to worry a little bit about who can pressure that B site. And the Loud re-hit over and over. We saw them doing this on Haven, even after getting a full salvo of Leviatan's utility.
The updraft coming in, Shy with support here from Nas, where it stops Aspas from creating space.
Shy
playing towards the staircase with support from Takolia. He gets a third into the round, but it was once again the Odin from Kawazin. Dropping 2, make that a third. Fully blinded from a paranoia. Has the ace clutch it, but we have a double swing out from Leviatan. Prevent that ace from happening, and Leviatan answers right back into the gun round.
What a sick adjustment from Leviatan to be able to grab that, not allowing the damage that happened to Shy to really scatter the team, right? They still had great defense. The utility was there, and you have to trust in that utility, or else the confidence goes to the wayside, and so does your aim. Not watching the right angles, etc., etc. Leviatan reading that one very well, already set up for Loud to be pushing and prepared for the re-hit. They remember also what happened on Haven. Some ultimates still here. King did not need to use his.
One available for Shy as well. Late recon dart in B main. Does not spot anybody there for Leviatan. The rotate slowly comes in towards middle and A site.
Look at this one Molly Killjoy help they have on Cat too.
There's an ult command. It's not for a retake play. It's actually to prevent the utility from coming out of Loud. So it's going to be the guns, and it works out. Takolia falls, and we take control of A Heaven. Last with the backstab onto King. Tui's pushing all the way down towards spawn. Mazzino trying to hold his ground towards Hell. Still at disadvantage. 2 players alive now for Leviatan. It's Shy and Nosware. Early lockdown already down. The plant
That was just King.
We're actually stopping the plant. We want to go away, cut noise.
Does he have the mollies? Oh, they're already out. Used it B, used it A.
Revealing area.
Now with the recon dart, the swing came out.
Right
He saw
here.
2 of them with Noswer. He has his own Odin to work with. Shock dart as Loud is not afraid to fight right back.
30 seconds.
Holding their positions
30
at A
seconds
main.
left.
Shy, trying to get a timing here. Here's a footstep through the smokes. The run out
Player
doesn't
standing.
work. So it's up to Noswer. ADSing, Aspa stops him. And that makes the economy now not as heavy for Leviatan. Opting potentially for some sort of a half buy into this one.
That situation, I think it's tougher and tougher for Lev there. You're a few members strafing left out of a spot. 3 members of the enemy are coming out of an archway, right? The amount of angles that Leviatan's gonna have to cover on these peaks just becomes too difficult. And they re-push into the site. Loud secures another round to bring this closer to a 3-3, very reminiscent of our first map.
Yeah.
I have the
That
spike.
reset on money is really going to hurt Leviatan here. They try to get a little bit of tree control. They're giving up the B main for now as they focus this right side of the map. Nice 0 point as well to get early info.
Yeah. When you talk about resetting the economy, they also reset the ult economy for Leviatan. We've mentioned both the lockdown and the null command being super important in that previous round. But unfortunately, Leviatan can convert into a victory in that round, forcing them to be in their first eco of this half. Loud already moving in, a recon dart spotting King. It's Kawatino with the wall bang from the Odin. Nothing much here that Leviatan could do. Hoping to land some good shots with the Sheriffs, but it definitely does seem that Loud are going to put another one on the board.
That strategy, one of the default dart and dash into sight, rely on Aspas to hit, initiator and crew are the secondaries, and the team floods in with less watching back wherever he is on the lurk. It is so clean. We've seen teams do it for basically the beginning of time in Valorant, yet it's so strong that you can't be in sight to play that. The Aspas could be the first kill, and you actually, after his dash, he's looking up towards heaven. The team's already grabbing doorway. It's just it's covered in every position. And you see how much trouble Leviatan is having at defying that, even with delay fragments, delay flashes, 0 points to tell them that all of Loud is there. It's a strategy that's so tried and true, and if you have it down pat, you get those round wins like Loud is right now.
Yeah.
Looks to be a cat strat more towards A, though. They like what they've been seeing in their ability to post-plan at this so far. See how this lockdown makes Leviatan react, though. Quite early for it to be used.
One lockdown, forced out of paranoia, and a fragment very early from Leviatan. So less utility to hold, the push right after this lockdown, and you can definitely see it here. Might be now the call to save at this point, unless Takulia can get something done here with the Blade Storm.
Spike planted.
It's going to be the first point. 2 players now falling back, saving their weapons towards that B side, and that's the issue here of trying to play against Loud on this map.
Yeah.
You have Aspas not only that he's able to create great space on this map, but lands every single shot. Then you have Les, as we mentioned before, the closer, the one that can cut these rotations, the one that lays as much as he can on the mid A takes. But then there's also Kawazin, someone that we didn't really talk about yet. Then on this map, it's almost his playground.
This round getting locked in will mark 4 rounds. Leviatan has not been able to get a successful retake down on Loud. Just absolute solid attack and defense when it comes to the post plants right now. Aspas with the 3K, one off of Blade Storm for him. Is Sadak and Kawanzin are already sitting on ultimates. So this is going to become a wild ride that Loud starts and initiates here on Leviatan with the amount of momentum they are gaining.
Exactly. And again, about Kawazin, it's not only about the Odin and the amount of kills that he's able to get with that, but it's also the great utility that he's using. He understands where to put the shock darts, breaking the early utility from Shy, recon darts and an owl drone, understanding where to ping inside the smokes to get all of these kills. Maybe even at this point for a strategy for Leviatan or anybody playing against Loud on this map is trying to get rid of Kawazin first. Because he allows so much information to be picked up. Now we're trying to use the operator to dash for information. Using the turret as bait, less gets the kill.
Huge.
Yeah, no command out, and Zeno plays inside the smoke. Only good for one. Could get res definitely here, as that's going to be the assist from Kaozin. But as that res comes up, everybody's falling on a defense. There's just no way to hold here.
So many things going into that play, right? Sadak is the first one on that. If he goes down, he's close to the site. No command still works in his ultimate passive of being able to be rezzed. So while you get the dash in from Aspas, you're still getting null command. Even though your first player went down, you get to identify where that kill came from. Also, what a kill to get Takolia down on the operator buy, a round where Leviatan is hoping to make an impact on this big buy as they reach into their pockets. And that even max money on round loss. You see a low buy here for Leviatan.
We're going aggressive.
That's a good one. Aspas locks in that Blade Storm.
Saw it played against some information, hopefully to get a kill with the Hunter's Fury. Unfortunately, does not connect with anything at all. And that's something that Leviatan has done in the past on this map with a low buy to try to get some sort of result here off a blind Hunter's Fury, off human turrets moving forward. And with that said, though, it's still Loud gaining position. Nosworth trying to catch some players off guard, knowing that Loud has pushed all the way up towards the A side, and it's still, again, Aspas. They talk about his first map
full of kills.
On the first map where it was slow, just dominating now on the attack here for Loud on the center.
Yeah. I think it's one of the kind of things we could gripe at Loud for throughout the year was like slow starts. Right? These slow starts that Loud would have. But there's like no middle ground. It's slow and then turn it up to 15. And you get Aspas going crazy here. I think a lot of teams have trouble as well adjusting to that momentum shift.
And thankfully, the only slow start that we've seen so far was from Tech Pause. It's not from Loud.
True. Very true. Don't say it again.
True.
Don't say it again.
My bad. My bad.
Aspas with the fist bumps around. No reclining for him right now. He might recline here.
Oh, definitely.
And this is a timeout for Leviatan being called as we get into round 10. They've now gone down 3. It's 6-3, but that is 5 in a row for Loud right now.
You need to find a solution for sure. They've been 0-4 here. 4 attempts for retake on the sites, on these plants coming out from Loud. Pulse point denials, only 1 since the beginning.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now
definitely resting there all the time. In the zone.
You know, if you don't play with an arm sock, plus to playing with an arm sock, smooth movement, as you see Aspas there wearing one on the left. I swear it will up your game.
Fortunately,
little tidbit.
Unfortunately, they don't fit my arms.
Oh, you'll find them.
So we need some.
Sentinels handed out a bunch.
Exactly.
There you go. Get your Sen on.
It fit my pinky.
Oh my gosh, coming into round 10. There's a timeout right now from Leviatan. What do they plan? They haven't really changed up the Killjoy utility. It is going to be Takolia towards mid, though, so a little more pressure here to divide the middle of the map, maybe. Keep that Killjoy utility from being taken out if it has been lurked on.
And I like it. We're playing passively now for Leviatan outside of the site. And that was a little bit of a troll ult there. Yes, indeed. Nosworth does get the kill right away, but Loud did get the timing to execute into the site. When the recon are dissipated here for Leviatan.
It's gross. I love that. Tui's basically plays a recon dart in his own smoke to see who's entering the site. Lev Flood retook this last time, so he prevented it.
I think despite Tui's dying, that was information there for the Hunter's Fury to come out.
Yeah.
And see to get these right pings and off the post plant. Looks to be, unfortunately, another demise now for Leviatan as they fall back. This should now put them at 0-5 on retake attempts. Loud continuing to dominate here in these gun rounds.
That was such a cool strategy, using From the Shadows to identify so much in the instance. And actually, it was presented with 3 members or 2 members right there in the smoke. So they were very aware of what was happening. Very heady play there from Loud, showing us a few different things here while probably keeping an entire strat book in the trunk for when playoffs comes. Very close to closing out this first half, and that first C staying very well within reach for them as they close out what looks to be a 2-0. We still have to see Leviatan on attack here, but it looks like Loud has gained that extra momentum they were looking for.
You can definitely see it running behind the Hunter's Fury, starting things off, as you mentioned here, Riv, from the shadows, but the rest is going to be...
It's wild.
Again, players running in, trying to spot these opponents so that you could get the best value out of Kawadzin's Hunter's Fury.
Little market. He's going to get both of them?
Oh, okay. Nice little wall bang to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Small shield buy for Leviatan here as they're trying to fight back, not allowing Loud to get control on mid.
They just destroy that turret every time, just to give Shy something to think about and have to recheck maybe with a dart later. A little touch and go on that B utility, and they still keep the B main utility up here for less. As the team of Loud starts to pressure this right side of the map, I think Tui's is going to have a pretty big play in the end here for the squad as this mid work happens, and Tui's can get the audio cue on what happens tree.
This is all good information so far with the knife and then the Al Jones spotting nothing towards B main, allowing Takolia to get ready for that mid push, but unfortunately he loses it against Aspas. A knife now hitting 2 players inside B. As Aspas is looking for that pick at the staircase. Shy is the one dancing, not shy at all to go for the fight.
He got in.
But we're losing all our fights on both extremities here for Leviatan on the defense. Even the last one, not even capitalizing on anything. Loud gets another flawless.
They're winning in different situations on the map, not requiring to play with each other for that to happen. That means they are dismantling Leviatan truly. I thought Mazzino had Tui's back for moments, a few seconds there, and we saw an A on the mini-map, but the swing around from Tui clears it, and we saw Sadak already over there with the spike, so a lot of things being set in motion here for Loud, and Leviatan is having trouble juggling each and every one of them. Double operator coming out for the side of Loud.
Yeah, that's interesting on the attack. Meanwhile, though, the scoreboard storyline continues to should be the exact same as Haven. 8-3 now. Leviatan looking to salvage their last round. A chance to do it because they're playing against the double op, but of course this is because you had so much money to work with here on the attack. So we're going to drop these and go back for rifles. Null command to execute here. As Loud are inching towards B site.
All right, we've seen the null commands have a huge impact here for the side Loud. Can they make this one have the same?
Shy is in a difficult position. He's actually not playing out of sight when he had to lock down to work with. Thankfully, nobody was pushing out for Loud. Now he runs outside of the site. The lockdown coming out on the attack, though, allowing Loud to gain pressure control into B.
So much chip damage on Lev.
And there's a chip damage from the Nano Swarms. A push inside the smoke, a fight from Aspas. Not afraid this time around. Connects with the headshot. The King spamming more damage on Takolia, low HP. Onto the Jet. And he connects right back through his own smoke with the Guardian. Lockdown still available for Shy.
4v2.
In towards the spawn. So much utility once again from Loud. Odin swinging through. Lockdown denied. Noswort alone, and Noswort denied. 9-3 into the half for Loud. As it is not a repeat from Haven. It's Loud putting a dominant performance on the attack.
Absolutely punishing gameplay here.
Really had control of that whole first map, and can they do the comeback for Leviatan? The question that was posed, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's Loud on the defense now, and it's Leviatan looking to fight early towards A main, and it's denied here by a 0 point, getting all that information for Loud's defensive stack.
Ready to gamble the A stack as well. Straight back around. I like it. If you're going to rotate, do it fast. They show a little bit, but do they leave enough? Now that Aspas can see nobody's A main, look at this rotation coming in from Loud. They may be set up in time. This is going to be on Leviatan now. They don't have the sonar to get back in just yet. They're going to have to wait a few more seconds if that was used just at the beginning, that is.
Definitely.
Currently, it's contact play, unless they use a drone. Oh, such a good 0 point.
Sadak, I think missed his fragment there too. And the recon dart though comes out for the defense, allowing less rather to get the kill onto Takolia.
Push
There's
here.
a late lurk. Sheriff shot connects onto King. It's going to be a 1-on-1 against Noswort. Made that a 2 versus 1. As Aspas falls back, and they're pushing right back into him. Time to work with.
Oh.
Right click classic, 2 bullets left.
30
That's all
seconds
that's needed.
left.
And unfortunately, it's the spike
Player
that goes
standing.
for Spawn to fight against him with 20 seconds left.
1v4.
That is probably the biggest error I've
1v3.
seen so far.
Oh, Sadak easily a few shots away. But the flank comes in, Van Silly. It's so quick to the read. That peak by Aspas at long, you saw everybody start to truck it from Loud over towards B, set up for that. And Lev just moving slightly too slow on what was a great call to reposition to the lower number site for Loud, having the percentage advantage. Every answer so far. And like I said, it's not Loud popping off with different strategies. It's just coming up with pure, clean fundamentals. And that is so scary to see if that's the way they're able to dominate a game this much. There's got to be more in that tank that we're not seeing, and that's what's even scarier. Aspas to try and take a dual fight mid.
Oh, we got 3 players that are able to lurk across Aspas, where Mazina was able to keep him busy. Shy as well. But Leviatan decide to fall back for King to get the headshot there to punish Aspas. And yeah, the double push towards Long
Mazino
does get the kill onto Mazino.
This is just Loud is owning a lot of the map, but not owning these fun firefights right now. Back and forth from Les and Takolia as they trade. A 3v2 in favor of Leviatan now. One of the times they have had numbers here in the second half. Can they convert it at this point?
It's looking pretty good. 3 shares, Sadak on low HP. Looking for a different type of flank.
Last player standing.
Meanwhile, though, Kauzin falls, and this is actually looking good after all here for Leviatan to convert from the sheriff buy that we have. Sadak hears all of these footsteps.
Oh,
No patience,
There
as
it
he
is.
just wants to get the kill, and Shy answers right back.
Yeah.
Allowing Loud to lose that round and Leviatan to get the thrifty.
Nazwer quietly popping off over there. Having a few rounds we've seen from the Sova that really have an impact. And if you lose pistol, it can't go any other way. Being able to win the second round and absolutely shred Loud's economy is the best chance Leviathan has right now, I'd say. They need to start now. I think Loud has too many answers for what's going to be coming. So other ults online, what can be used? They have to be wary of the sheriffs and how much space Loud takes here. And Leviathan need to cover the extremities. That is so important. Already the cat push comes in to identify mids clear from Loud. But Lev don't know it.
Loud was looking for the pressure pinch into mid. But as they make that noise, focus back on a stack on the A site. Leviathan, you can see it, holding all the way back towards spawn.
Yeah. This is a regain of all the space. This is when you have that double initiator comp really come into play, when you can double up on being able to make it look like you're taking a site and still have a bit of that utility for a retake. 0 point just comes back up, and so does that sonar bolt for Nazwer. They're ready to go for B.
You're hoping that Kaladzin's going to be able to land some clean shots here off.
They've chose the right site.
Timmy the turret. Who's going to be the first contact. And now he's going to get punished.
There it is.
So no kills coming in for Kawadzin. An open sight now for Leviatan. Yes, the patience is a virtue in their favor. Making it towards B to get the plant.
30 seconds left.
But Loud's already close. Inching by on the rotate. Inching by on the retake.
All right, safe plan out for Leviatan. They have to maneuver the site. Still have a good chance to get this in. Chip damage so far onto Loud leaves them with not many choices but headshots as they come in here. All the sheriffs though, 4 of them standing.
Clear space, do some damage if you can. Loud's focus is to keep the economy low here for Leviatan. It works out. Pop flash, Loud 2 ways to get the kill onto Takalia. Here comes the rest here of Leviatan exiting the B site.
Yep.
Will they get picked off? Keeping 4 alive is pretty good, especially with Shy's kill onto Sadak. Building up these ult orbs later into the round.
Les is going. Les is going. Oh, they get him. Nice shot by King. Actually been very on point with his once we get that view. And he does it again. That win, the previous win we saw from Leviatan, was their first eco win of the series. Better Better now than never, right?
That's true.
They get another one off of it too, and the exit on this was much more clean. Identifying what kind of tricks Loud could play with a bunch of sheriffs. Leviatan stays in the death ball. They exit together. They need as much economy as they can get coming into these rounds after having taken second round away from Loud here, second half. Sadak pushes the extremities again to be controlled with that teleport up from Azino. Did he hear it? Cat and mouse game over at that A alt orb as mid is being pressured now from Takulia and crew to see if they can get any of this Killjoy utility down. And just pressure on the map is the name of the game right now. No real commitments. Pressure towards A. Mazzino falls. Sadak comes up with the first kill.
Always been good at that spot with the judge.
Yep.
Not looked upon by Leviatan, so punished for that as Mazzino was trying to get some sort of punishment onto Tui's, but it's been a bait all along. Now Sadak rotating back towards Tree. There's that pinch out. Nice little dash, but Sadak readjusts, gets the kill with the judge as well. That's 2 with 7 HP. I mean, that's a lot of damage. Great value off a low buy. King looking to regain his space on mid. And unfortunately, Market's not going to get checked. Les is going to pick him off. And here's Shy's attempt. It's almost like I'm watching Lemmings now.
But will he go in? Seems like this Lemming has a little bit of self-preservation.
30 seconds
And they will
left.
not dive into this judge, even at 7 HP. They at least want to take some of these weapons out of the hands of Loud. It's the economy that would make that hurt so much here. Even though Loud would be, if they lost this round on full buy, or a full round win, 2,900, the win gives them 3,000. So
10 seconds
you need
left.
to get guns out of their hands no matter what to take away that economy.
Spotted by the 0.2.
Not gonna happen.
Nothing really you could do. A flawless round for Loud. We still had cheers from both camps. Friends from Leviatan and Loud. But it's definitely looking like the story here is favoring the Brazilians.
In the space that Sadak took there, I believe allowed him to hear the teleport. Playing it super safe. You saw him playing it just tucked outside the sphere of the Omen smoke. Yeah. Did you guys see what I did that round? Sadak feeling good. They pull it back. Round 16 now. 11-5. Round 17, I should, sorry. They pull it back 11-5. And it looks like a default now coming in from the Leviatan. We've seen these rounds kind of go to the wayside. They almost get themselves into too much trouble when the spike's not there because of the timing it takes to get back for it. We'll see if it plagues them this time. A little push into B main and 2 kills from Loud to answer 1 from Leviatan.
A duel ensues on both extremities once again. I mean, the story repeats, the story continues. Every single duel that's going on every single position is just won by Loud. You don't need utility, you don't need anything. You're trying to play the contact play. But Loud's just too strong now. Map point, series point. 1 more to go here for Loud to secure the series.
17 out of 19 of their gun rounds secured. Maybe even that's another one. So 18-20, who knows? Loud is just crushing right now with how they're playing. It's kind of incredible to know that you have that much 1v1 potential, even if you don't have a strat to be played. More 1v1 potential.
Now moving in, that's 3 kills out for Loud. 1 more to go.
You're kidding.
And an easy win for Loud. A big win coming out for Loud to win the series as they confirm now their #1 seed going